This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Before we jump into another rank draft for Core Set 2020, I want to remind everyone that my content's sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their website if you're watching on Twitch by clicking on their logo below, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can click on the link in the description below. Take you to their store. They'll know I sent you there, and you can find all the products for Magic that you could ever want. So check them out. Okay. Well. Interesting. Yarok's Wavecrasher, Blood for Bones, Frostlinks, Agonizing Siphon, Leafkin Druid, Reduced to Ashes. Basically, all of these cards are, you occasionally take like some of these with your first pick, but most of the time, I think you want to hit up with something different. Flame Sweep can be sweet. Earlier in the format, I drafted it several times, and it was really nice. I haven't done it in a while, though. You have to end up with the right deck composition. I don't know what I want out of this pack. Blood for Bones has big upside, but you kind of have to build around it. Agonizing Siphon, Reduced to Ashes are both reasonable but unimpressive removal spells that I don't really want to be first picking. Yarok's Wavecrasher needs a little bit of help to be at his best as well, whereas Leafkin Druid and Frostlinks are just always going to be good in their respective decks. And I think for that reason, that's what I'm coming down to here. I think I'm going to take the Druid. Yeah. As much as I like the Lynx, I like a Mana Dork a little more. Ooh, I'm glad we did what we did. Well, Frostlinks would have worked too, but we're definitely taking Risen Reef. This is a stacked pack, though. Steel Overseer, Pacifism, Risen Reef, and Rabid Bite. And then whatever the bot took, which it's hard to imagine what it could have been. Murder or something, maybe. But yeah, we definitely take the Reef. It is a powerhouse that can just win games on its own. And we follow that up with another Elemental and Frostlinks. So we want to be blue-green if we can. However, if we can splash red for something like Scampering Scorcher, we should. And that is what we're going to take here over these two cards. Scorcher, Risen Reef into Scorcher is like nigh unbeatable. So, yeah, it's pretty nasty. So fixing is something we should keep an eye on if we see it. Scorch Spitter, maybe, but I think I'd rather just have Ferocious Pup. Healer of the Glade is an elemental, but it's a mediocre one. I'd rather have a pup. It does kind of look like we might have some problems in terms of green maybe being open. I could take Vorse Claw, but Chandra's Embercat's a lot better. Yeah. We may play Risen Reef off a Splash or something. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll take Embercat. Alright, so here we've got Loaming Shaman, Destructive Digger, Ripscale Predator. Nothing special. I'm kind of leaning towards taking the green card, if only because I kind of hope I play green a little more. Because I think if I can have Risen Reef be in my main board, like, not off a splash, that's a lot better. And if I can splash Scampering Scorcher, I'm okay with that. So, yeah, I'll take Loaming Shaman. Yeah, so here we could take a Healer of the Glade. And, if we get enough elemental synergies, it is good. And it's probably, Goblin Bird Grabber is not going to be very good in our deck. I guess if we're red-blue, maybe we end up there, it would be. But I think I'll take the Healer here. Okay, here we'll take a Reduced to Ashes. Audacious Thief is really good, but I'm going to keep going in the direction we're already going in. Yeah, Scorch Spitter. Another Ferocious Pup. Another Ferocious Pup. Another Scorch Spitter. So we may be red-green aggro with a blue splash. We'll see. See where the packs take us. Another Frostlinks. That's hard to turn down. I mean, yeah, I think it would... I think pack one, pick one, I would take Frostlinks in this pack. Okay. So Lightning Stormkin is interesting if we ended up like blue-red splash green, but I think we just take Wakeroot. Oh, well, there's a Chandra's Embercat, man. Like, the red elemental deck just seems so much more open right now. And Chandra's Embercat is some serious business. Yeah, the land is worth looking at here, certainly. But is it really worth looking at over Embercat and Wakeroot elemental? I don't know if it is. Granted, both of these, you know, Wakeroot Elemental needs you in a heavy green deck. Chandra's Embercat, you know, it helps you ramp and all, but it's not hugely impactful in the later part of the game. Maybe I do go with the land. Effectively being able to go 3 colors would be really nice. Yeah, all right. No. I think I talked myself back out of it again. We're going to take Wakeroot Elemental. Oh my. Okay, well this pack is stacked. You know, we've got Leafkin Druid, Lavakin Brawler, both of the things we want in our deck, and Scampering Scorcher. But we also got Chandra, and that locks us in on red being our base for sure. What the bots took before this, who knows?
I know who I am, and no one is telling me what to do.
I think we're probably red-green, and we're probably going to splash blue for Risen Reef. That's probably where we're headed. In here, I think we do take a land. Yeah, over Ripscale, Smuggler. Smuggler's good, but we don't actually have the card that he's best with in this deck, which is, what's his name? Lavakin Brawler. So, take a Rugged Highlands. Season of Growth. As of now, we're not really taking huge advantage of it. Well, we do have 3 Ferocious Pups. There's also a Fire Elemental. Season of Growth just has a much higher ceiling. I'm going to take it. No, there's another one. Bloodfell Caves doesn't help us. Another Season of Growth. I don't think that we want that. We're going to need to stop flyers. That's one thing red-green just doesn't do. And Mammoth Spider can. So we'll take him. And so does Netcaster Spider. I think I take it over these 2 guys. And here we'll take a Thicket Crasher over Smuggler. Like, we have a ton of elementals already, so Trample seems good. Here we'll take an Unchained Berserker. Here we'll take a Bird Grabber, which probably won't make the cut. So Wolfkin Bond isn't bad, but maybe we just want to grab another elemental. Well, here we'll take a Smuggler pretty happily. And same thing for a Fire Elemental. And another Bird Grabber. Man, you know, teasing us for being in blue, not being in base blue. So removal wise, yeah, we don't have a lot of it. We've got a Reduce to Ashes. And that's pretty much it. So something like another Reduce is tempting. As good as the Berserker is, we are already doing pretty well on early drops. Granted, we probably cut some of these. But I kind of feel like I do need more removal. It's less replaceable than Unchained Berserker is, you know? So we'll take the removal. Ooh, no, the other Chandra. I'm down. Yeah.
So much to do.
Are we going to get all 3 Chandras? Probably not. But Swiftwater Cliffs for sure here. And then our mana is pretty solid. We can run 1 Islet and 1 Swiftwater Cliffs. I mean, you know, there are decent green and red cards here, but Swiftwater Cliffs is going to make our deck considerably better. Pack Mastiff? Do we already have one of those? No. But I think it's still Pack Mastiff. A 3rd Reduce? No, probably Evolving Wilds. Then our mana's really, really good. Yeah, we'll take the Evolving Wilds. Now our mana should be pretty smooth. Hey, that's a nice Silverback Shaman pick. Whale. Growth Cycle. Force Claw. Force Claw might actually make the cut. The Berserker came back. Oh no, it's a different one. Feral Invocation definitely has overperformed, and we do have that card that pays us off for targeting our own stuff. And we don't have a lot of removal either, so something like Feral Invocation might have to be played anyway. No Lavakin Brawlers is awkward. I don't know how that happened, but it did. And Overcome would have been nice, too. Alright, so we're probably not playing Bird Grabbers. We have 0 flyers, so... Do we want to play Season of Growth? We do not need to run 2 islands, incidentally. Only going to run 1, and probably 8 forests. Yeah. Okay. Well, Looming Shaman probably gets the axe. Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't do anything. I mean, getting back Risen Reef can be nice. So, with Season of Growth, we don't exactly have a lot of tricks. We have 2 Feral Invocations. And in terms of going wide, we do have 3 Ferocious Pups and a Scampering Scorcher. So, you know, it can scry multiple times with that. It's pretty nice with Risen Reef on its own as well. But, man... I think I ended up in a deck that doesn't really want Season of Growth. I think we can cut our Fire Elemental. Probably can cut our Mammoth Spider. Oh no, we only have 1 Netcaster. I thought we had 2 for some reason. I think maybe going to 1 on each of these is fine. At least on the healer. I mean, in terms of elementals, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe we don't want to cut too many more. Maybe we need to cut non-elementals, which I think brings me back maybe to Season of Growth. I just don't think it'll do enough in this deck. I would have liked an Overcome. This deck would have been nice with it, between the Scorcher and the Pups. We do have Chandra, who can punish, you know, make us go wide. But, yeah. We're not going to have, you know, what the dream is to either play a Leafkin Druid or an Embercat on turn 2 and Lavakin Brawler turn 3. We're not going to get to do that, but we could play a Chandra on turn 3, so that's probably okay. I'm not a huge fan of a card like Tectonic Rift, except in formats where, like, all-out aggro decks can be much more legitimate. Like we had, what was it called? We had a card like it, but it was a lot better because it did 1 damage to everything of your opponents as well. In that format, that was great because like the red-white Boros deck and the blue-red Izzet deck were both so aggressive that it really loved the card. In this format, a card like it is dead too much of the time. I mean, yeah, sure, it's great when the board is stalled out and my board's awesome, but it's going to do stone nothing the rest of the time, basically. Blowing up a land isn't going to matter most of the time. So yeah. No, not Radiating Lightning. It was 3 in a red to make all of your opponent's creatures unable to block, and it also did 1 damage to all of them. It was in, something. I don't remember what it was in, but, you know, they all run together. So, kind of have to hold on to the Invocations, at least one of them. Yeah, I think maybe going down to 1 Spitter. Nah, I can't do it. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I do. We still have plenty of elementals. And then... I think we can lose one of the Invocations. Deck looks pretty good. Cosmotronic Wave, you got it. Trexon, that was it. I'll be right back, and then we'll do this draft. Okay, so do you think we can splash Frostlinks? That's probably too greedy. I was just thinking about that. Yeah, we have 3 blue sources, but... Yep, and just as you said, top rope elbow drop. We could maybe try to run it. It is great. I mean, it's a great card. It's just, I don't know if I trust my mana. We have 10 green sources for Wake Root, which is kind of what you want. Yeah, I mean, I think it, you know, I think it'll create too much variance in our mana base and feeling, you know, mana screw, even with 3 blue sources. I could maybe splash one of them, but yeah, I don't think I want to. Yeah, I mean, what we could do if we did it, I think, is we would cut Scorch Bitter, Healer of the Glade, and then play the 2 Frost Lynxes. That's what I think we would do, which is definitely a better deck if I could always know. You know, I was going to get it, but yeah. It's just not going to happen. It's definitely worth splashing with the 1 Risen Reef, though. Top rope elbow drop. Especially because our mana base is good anyway. It can support playing 3 islands without too much trouble. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm being overly cautious, but it seems like it's unnecessary, basically. So, yeah. Risen Reef is in our deck. On the draw, I think we can keep this. Yeah. Goblin Smuggler Scorch Spitter is a fairly unexciting combo, but it does do some things. Drawing that forest made things a lot better. You know, anytime you can have a Scorch Spitter out there and your opponent doesn't manage to play anything, feels pretty good. For sure. Yeah, maybe I should be splashing Link. I don't know. I think it's hard to say. I am rather cautious with mana bases, and sometimes I think to a fault, but alright, so we can play Smuggler, make this unblockable, hit them again. That's probably our plan here. Tomebound Lich is so good. Oh, you know what I just realized? Well, I wouldn't be able to block anyway, so we're just going to let them loot again. Unfortunately. There's no good way for us to stop them there. I guess playing Ferocious Pup might have been the good way to stop them there. Nice. So they can put their Abomination in play on turn 4. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I think we just do this again. Then we're going to play Ember Cat. See, imagine if we had like a Frostlink stuck in our hand right now too. course, it's anecdotal, and that, you know, but mana screw happens no matter what you do, to be fair, but it does happen more in some scenarios. Wow. That's a pretty aggressive murder. Bone splinters on my smuggler. See it from a mile away. Well, so much for that plan, huh? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and chump with our pup. We really need to get to 5 mana, don't we? Why would they not want to play their Tome-Bound Lich is the question. I'm not sure I know the answer. Pump its power? Sure, yeah. I'm kind of okay with that. Now I'd be able to play Frostlinks, though, see? We're 1 mana away from being able to reduce the Abomination, at least. Discard the skeleton. Or not. I guess if you have a swamp, you might as well discard it. Do I like a double block here? Not really. If I don't draw... I don't know. I kind of do. If I don't draw a land, though... Yeah, okay. We're fine. We'll do it. We got it. Kill the Abomination. Okay, so... I think we want to play the pup. We can throw the pup in front of the Lich to keep them from looting this turn. And then hopefully draw a 5th land. There's a 5th land. Shoot. Do I use Reduce to Ashes on that War Chief, or do I play Mammoth Spider because it can kill Tome-Bound Lich? I think I do this. And then I kind of have to... I mean, I'm not going to block Tome-Bound Lich this time, so I may as well get in for the 2. Alright, so we're going to attack. They have a free block, but, you know, they have to use mana on it and stuff. It's not entirely free. Yeah, then we'll play our Mammoth Spider. Probably gets Bone to Ash now that I think about it, but I'm kind of okay. That's alright. No? It doesn't. So, I think I blocked the Tome-Bound Lich now. I think that's our best bet. Yeah. We just can't let them keep looting. And we have other, you know, we have Silverback Shaman in our hand who we can finally play next turn, so if we can let them continue to loot, you know, they'll just take over the game. So I'd prefer they didn't. We could use Chandra Risen Reef right about now. Oh. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so... There she is. So we're gonna do 1 to Cloudkin Seer.
Bye-bye.
And we'll end her turn. We need to protect her now if we can. Alright. Going all in on trying to attack Chandra. Works for me.
What a warm reception.
Do we drop her to 2 here and kill this Sanitarium skeleton? I kind of think we do. And then we can play 2 creatures if we want to. That might be the safest thing to do.
Glad I can help with your not being on fire problem.
So if we can just start ticking her up now, we're in business, basically. I mean, she's already killed 2 things to her credit. So, that's nice. Hopefully they don't have Agonizing Siphon, because that is one of the few ways...
Oh, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
This is still the first game, yeah. He's gonna get big. But I don't know that it matters. Well, now it really doesn't matter.
Let's get toasty.
Alright, so I think we go for a double block here. Although, you know, being able to protect Chandra from flyers with our Netcaster Spider might have been nice. What do they have, Blade Brand? Yeah, no. That's okay. That's less okay. I may kill the Octoprophet now instead of adding another emblem. Yeah, I think we go ahead and just kill it. Oh, well, that works, actually. It was 3 either way, so for a second there I thought I made a huge mistake, but didn't really. Luckily, I have Leafkin Druid, who is an elemental, and I didn't kill my own creature with that. Just mill a Dread Presence and a Soul Salvage. That's got to be frustrating. Let's hope they don't have Scholar of the Stars or whatever it is. Alright, so this time...
best way to destroy things.
It was actually a misclick. It just wasn't one that mattered. So. Alright, so now we can go back to ticking her up.
Hope it's not too hot for ya.
So the way to kill them here is actually to kill the cutthroat, and then attack for 3, and then they die to the emblems. If instead, yeah, they don't have anything in their hand, so that guarantees that they die. Whereas if I attack, they'll block, and then they'll just go to 1. I mean, they'll basically be dead. It's probably safer to hold on to Chandra, actually. Yeah, so we'll do that. I talked myself out of it. They were, like, mostly guaranteed to be dead, but I don't think it was bad to tick her up. I mean, you could do it there. I mean, she basically negates the damage it would do. But letting them get any sort of offensive rhythm in place, you know, all they would need really is some sort of trick. And then they could have killed Chandra. So she was didn't have a lot of loyalty at the time, but so, you know, we wouldn't have had to deal with that murder if we killed him, I guess. But that, I think, is what I hope. That is what I hope our deck does forever. Thank you for the raid, Scotty Nada. Yeah, it probably didn't really matter. So, what I'm hoping we can do with this deck is have nice aggressive starts, and then if the game gets long, get things like Wake Root Elemental, Chandra, or Risen Reef, and just mess people up. Hello, Scotty. Hello, Fought Fools. My M20 win rate right now is 57%. No, 85%. No. Whose is 85%? Decent hand. I think if you were like 50 drafts into a format and had an 85% win percentage, there'd be a very good chance that you cheat. Because that's just like, there's too much variance in Magic for that to happen. It can happen, you know, over the course of a tournament, certainly, or, you know, even like a big tournament. Ooh, that's a good draw. 2-drop. Scorch Bitter, get in there, do some work. Man, if I had a Infuriate right there, that would be hilarious, but, you know, we don't, so. Good morning, Titan Chess. Okay, so I think here we're gonna go Smuggler. Make Berserker unblockable. Attack for 3. Really? Not the smuggler? I mean, you can try to be the beatdown, but seems a little dangerous to me. So, in the event they have a trick or something, granted it's a 0-3, it's unlikely. I think it's probably better to do this. Still. And play our first spider. I do not play Paper Commander. I don't play Commander at all these days, actually. Alright, good choice, unfortunately. Alright, so... yeah, I think we attack with both our guys here. Thank you for the bits, Handmaz. Glad you caught the stream, Titan Chess. Alright, let's play Mammoth Spider. Spider Tribal. Look out. We've played 1 Elemental in this deck and 2 Spiders, so... just saying. Oh, there's another Elemental. Alright, so I think we attack with both. Obviously, they have a free block with their Skeleton, but it doesn't really matter if they attack back or what, so... people flood out in everything, Titan Chess. That's part of the game. Yeah, they can use their caves and get back their creature at the end of my turn. One more forest and we're in Wake Root Elemental territory. Thank you for the follow, Ben A. MTG. Loaming Shaman. Did they not return their creature? Is that in their hand or in their graveyard? Basically is what I'm asking. I think they forgot to return it, yeah. They just shuffled everything back in. So I think we just put the foot on the gas pedal here. Cast Reduced Ashes on Loaming Shaman and smash. I think that's the best plan here. It does feel bad sometimes, but you got to keep in mind it's going to happen to your opponent just as much as it happens to you in the long run. So it, you know. So that drops them to 7. We will hold on to this land. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. We need another Reduced Ashes. Okay. She's not actually that great right now, but I think, well, no, I'm lying. She's pretty good because our opponent's dead. So, because if we attack with everything, they take 5. Yeah. I was about to say she's not so good. Making a 50-card draft deck is not worth it in 99.9% of situations because your deck's also going to be a lot more inconsistent.
Oppose me and be reduced to rubble.
Now, if your deck's like a crazy control deck and you have no real win condition, then you can do that. But that's pretty much the only time when that's something to think about doing. And you're going to end up in that situation very rarely. Yeah, not that good. That's what I'm saying. I looked at the card and was like, man, you know, she can't kill anything right now. But yeah, then I realized she was lethal, so didn't really matter. Scorcher Chandra is a nice combo. We are just going to curve out here, which is pretty nice. I think you have to go higher than 41 TPO because if you're a control deck, you're probably also drawing cards. So you might still get decked first. Oh, man. We're going to mess them up early. Even with that life gain, like, they're in trouble. They're going to play a board sweeper now, probably, and make us cry. Nope, just a silverback shaman. I think playing Chandra's probably better because I get to add to the board. I could pump him and then not have to use Chandra, but overall, I think Chandra's a better choice.
I don't know what I'm doing here, but it's gonna be fun.
Whoosh! Up in flames!
Stop gaining life. I can't deal with that as well as I would like. Okay, well, interesting. Also interesting. I think killing that's probably our best option, especially because once they untap, they can make it bigger. So I could pump my whole team here, but yeah, I think killing it is better. Wouldn't pump my whole team; it would only pump the Scorchers and friends.
You can't handle the heat.
And we'll play a big mammoth spider in case she needs some protection.
So much to do, so much to see.
They're gonna kill my Chandra with their Chandra, but they're dead. So actually, they go to 1, huh?
Hold on. I'm gonna try something new.
Yeah, they go to 1. I think we send them all at them. Play Ferocious Pup. So, can they stabilize? We hope the answer is no. It's hard to imagine they could. There are a few ways that it's possible, though.
Haha, toasted.
Gaining more life would be unkind. Okay, good. That probably means we get there. What is an agonizing siphon here would be bad news. They would survive for sure if they played agonizing siphon. Yeah, luckily they don't have it apparently. Definitely feels like our best deck of the stream today. Aggressive curve and awesome bombs. We don't have a ton of removal, but, you know, don't always need that. So, but maybe I should be talking bad about my deck, because when I do, we tend to do better. It'd be nice to get some blue mana, but even without it, this is a keep. Come on, blue mana. We 7-2'd with black-red, like, good stuff. It was more of a grindy deck than anything, weirdly enough. Play Smuggler here. Lots of shenanigans with skeletons, and we had, like, 2 murders and 2 Chandra's, rages. Did graveyard stuff, basically. Our second deck was kind of similar, and it only went 2 and 3, so there you go. I mean, I don't know what more you need to look forward to if you've got Risen Reef and Chandra, but... Okay, well... I'm going to play my Thicket Crasher here instead of being really greedy and, like, trying to wait until I have Risen Reef in play. It's not a good idea to do that most of the time. Especially because we have no idea when we're going to get blue mana. We have 3 sources in our deck. Oh, how about that? I think it's okay to attack with Thicket Crasher here. Nice. Got them down to 12, which is already, you know, pretty nice. We get to grab our island this turn and start Risen Reefing, hopefully. I mean, even if they kill Risen Reef right after you play it, like, they're usually in business anyway. So, yeah, we have both Chandras, White Russian. Well, we have the rare one and the mythic rare one and the uncommon one. We don't have the rare one. So there are 2 Chandras to look forward to. Yep, they are the best ones. That would have been fun to have all 3, and the rare one's fine, especially with Risen Reef. Yeah, she's definitely the worst one, but she's still pretty good. Just not first pickable like the Mythic Rare. The Mythic Rare one is arguably the best card in the set, and the Uncommon one is arguably the best Uncommon in the set. So, you know, Risen Reef, Chandra. I think I'd take Chandra. It's close, though. I definitely just take 3 if they attack with Diamond Knight here. So, grab our island. Arena's being a little bit laggier than usual right now. Alright, so we can actually go Risen Reef, Leafkin Druid this turn. So, I think I'm actually just going to try to push 6-ish damage through here. I'm going to make this unblockable. And then... attack with both of those. Do they have a trick? It looks like they may. They do. Fair enough. Alright, well, let's head to Value Town. Got a couple lands off the top of our library. feel like I said library there instead of library. It was weird. Oh, they're gonna kill my poor Risen Reef. Oh well. it already drew us 2 cards, so I guess I'm okay with it. That's okay with that. Okay, so then I think we're going to reduce to ashes. I think we're actually going to go for the Diamond Knight. We are out of gas. We have the mana to do Wake Root Elemental things, though, and of course Chandra. And we're still trying to push through 2 damage every turn. Yeah, that's going to hurt a little. If they attack here, though, that does... no, I guess it doesn't really make a difference. You going to hit me for 6 here? You are going to hit me for 6 here. Kill my spider. That was pretty gross. Not going to lie. Ooh, hello. We can't do it right away, but obviously... So they're at 4, we're at 7. Do they have a way to, like, Spitfire, go crazy with the Spitfire here? I'm gonna regret attacking with that spider if they do. Okay. I guess the answer is no about the Spitfire. Well, that's aggressive. Wait a second here. I can actually do lethal if they don't have anything. The problem is I have to tap down everything and I'm dead on the backswing. So what I mean is I can make one of these into a creature. Attack with all 4 of these and they have to let at least 4 damage through. But they do have 1 card in their hand and 2 red mana. Yeah, I think I'm going to go the safer route. All they would need there is like a shock. Of course, if they have a shock anyway, bad stuff happens here. We can still make an extra creature at the end of their turn, so, and then another one on our turn, and at that point they are dead. I think if we're allowed to untap here, they're dead 100%. I mean, we can kill them with Smuggler Spider anyway, but Well. There's too many ways I die. Yeah. I mean, maybe the best move would have been to attack with everything, but you gotta keep in mind that if they had shock, that just means I lose. And they had 2 red mana up. And I was still in a pretty defensible position. So. Because shock on the smuggler means I'm not doing lethal. They can just take all the damage or block one thing and then swing back for lethal. So. I thought playing around it was fine. Yeah, ooh, no red mana. I think this might still be a keep because of all... Yeah, I mean, we do have to hit a forest, but... Or a mountain, ideally. We just need to hit another land. But we're on the draw, so I think we can... afford to keep that. Okay. Please give us our land. Okay. One more draw step. If we don't hit it there... we might be in for some trouble. Well, I could do something I can play at least, I guess. It's not especially good, but I can play it. I don't think this hand's that sketchy, honestly. When you're on the draw, your chances of drawing a 3rd land are pretty easy. Are pretty high. Pretty easy. But, you know, of course, sometimes it just doesn't happen. Like this time. We've got 2 reduces. We can lose 1. Maybe it would have been better to lose Scorched Spitter. I mean, we're still not even out of this game. Like, as long as we hit a land... There it is. And it's even a mountain, which is pretty lucky. Yeah, let's go with the pup. Well, I think we go for the double block here. Trade for a trick at worst. Trade for the courser at best. I always say that. Every time I say that, they play that, which is less good of a trade because they get to keep it on the board. Ouchies. Ugh. Do they have another Feral Invocation? No. Yeah, they're just so far ahead of me on mana that it's a challenge now, and they're on board. The only good news is they do have to return something there. Well, they do just get to play it again. Oh, yeah. Okay. Alright, so let's try this, and we'll chump block that. It's not quite GG yet, you know. Our win probability is certainly low, especially if they play like another Feral Invocation right here. Then it probably is GG, but we still have a shot. Oh, it's not Feral Invocation, but Feral Invocation would have been worse. Because at least one of my creatures survives that. I can get a 4th land and play my Scorcher, that buys me a little more time, too. Meanwhile, they're drawing like a million cards at a time. 4th land. Okay. I think that gives us a shot. All right, so jump block there, and we'll just take the 2. They just have so many cards in their hand. Oh. Well, any chance we had just evaporated. Yeah. Kept a moderately risky 2-lander and got punished for sure. Really wasn't that bad of a 2-lander though, with 3 3-drops in it. But that's part of the game. Yeah, I think we can keep this. It's a little slow, but we do have all 3 colors of our mana. So, I mean, I think I would keep that 2-lander 100% of the time. Not if I knew what would happen to us, but the probability of that happening is pretty low. Like, if you're on the play, you have 3 draw steps to hit a 3rd land. The chances of doing that are, you know, I'm not Frank Carson, but the chances of doing that are significantly high. So. Our opponent's going to be jealous we have 2 Chandras. Based on their avatar. Ooh, Bag of Holding's fun. No, not for me, but for them. It's a nice little engine. Especially because we're not pressuring them early at all. I'm going to crack it at the end of their turn. It gives them less information. It doesn't really matter 99.9% of the time, but... Ooh, that was a good draw. Actually get to play something on turn 2. Wasn't going to get to the way things were going. I don't understand why so many people play Diamond Knight. Occasionally, you know, it messes you up, but most of the time when I see it, I'm thoroughly unimpressed. Unless you're a monocolored deck. Or mostly monocolored. Then it does get a lot better. So I think we attack with Smuggler and then play Spider here. I mean, I'll kill the Diamond Knight probably if they decide to block. There's a chance they have a trick or something, but yeah, they don't. All right. Not going to use Reduce to Ashes just yet. We can play Wake Root next turn. The problem is, even in a slow, grindy deck, it's not a good blocker. Like, you have to wait several turns for Diamond Knight to be able to trade with your opponent's stuff, and that's a pretty big hit, I think. That's not so good. Might have to take a turn off to reduce the ashes. I think I'd probably trade for Loyal Pegasus if it attacks, yeah. Let me take 3. Yeah, I think I just want to slam this thing. It's tempting to like reduce to ashes the eagle, but it's not a terrible card by any stretch, the Diamond Knight, but people, like, everyone seems to have one in their deck, and I don't get it. This Bag of Holding is going to be a real problem if we let this game go long. I think it is picked pretty high. I just never see it. Sadly enough. Okay. So if I play Risen Reef first, I can that'll make this produce. So we tap down 3, but then this can produce 2, so we can still make a guy. Or reduce to ashes, either way. Although, I guess if what we want to do is reduce to ashes, we would need to leave up red mana. And I think maybe it is what we want to do. So let's instead do this. Then reduce to ashes Diamond Knight. Attack with Wake Root Elemental. All right. Yeah, that Empyrean Eagle is a problem. Maybe I should have reduced it to ashes, but... Oh, hello. Wow. Well, she can wipe the whole board, pretty much. You know, my Smuggler's the only thing that'll die on my side, so Chandra it is. You're not secretly an elemental or anything, are you?
No one is telling me what to do. Get out of my way. Or, you know, don't.
Yeah, he gets to be big enough for me to kill eventually, but it takes a long time. So... Okay, so don't I just win? Especially if I use her -1 here. Yeah, if I -1 her. 1.
Bye-bye.
And then... Thanks for showing up, Chandra. You gotta use removal on something. The fact that I use it on that doesn't mean it's a card people should be playing as much as they are. You know, had to get a blocker out of the way, and that's what I did. You use removal on all sorts of stuff in Limited. That doesn't make the card that you just had to blow up, like, amazing just because you used removal on it. Well, it's kind of similar to a hand we kept earlier, but this one's a little better, and we are going to keep it. We at least know we're going to play something on turn 3 this time. Oh, man. Well, we got all the mana for Wayward Elemental's ability. Is the upside, I guess. Man. That's kind of silly. Not liking that. All right. We did draw another Ferocious Pup, at least. Yeah. The one time I played a like entirely monocolor deck in this format, I was like, man, I hope I can pick up a Diamond Knight. Never happened. The one time I wanted it. I mean, I've played it in this format. I just don't think it's... I don't think you should always play it the way people seem to. See you later, Ferocious Pup. You did a good job while you could. Good lord. I mean, at least we can play Wakeroot Elemental next turn, I guess. That's cool. Yeah, he does get a little better with the Weaponsmith, it's true. Yeah, I mean, I think they're just gonna... There's a very good chance they just beat us down here, and, like, we play Wakeroot Elemental and they unsummon it, at which point the game's pretty much over. And it might even be over without that. I mean, even if I draw Chandra right now, she can't do anything because I don't have any red mana, much less 2 red mana. Oh, yeah. I think they just stomped us before we could stabilize. We still have a chance, but not a big one. Our opponent's probably like, wow, mono green. Yeah, kill spell, bounce spell there, pretty much his game. We'll block both the guys we can actually kill. Go to 1. Hey, red mana. All right. It's gonna be pretty hilarious if we went 7-2 with the deck we did earlier, and we can't make it to 7 with this one. Just because this deck is clearly better than the other one that went 7. The one that went 7-2 earlier in the stream. Like, the only 2 games we've lost have both been because I kept hands that weren't honestly all that risky, but that didn't pan out, you know. Drew all my green mana or no mana. That's how any set is, I think, Ben A. There's variance. You can draft an incredible deck and go just lose everything because you don't play Diamond Knight. Yeah, that's why. Okay. We're going to keep this 2-land hand. I mean, we have 2 Ferocious Pups and a Healer of the Glade. It's not a bad 2-land hand to keep. We have 3 draw steps to draw more lands. Every other 2-lander we've kept has gone really badly, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, we did hit the 3rd land. So at least there's that. We'd like to hit even more, but 3 is a good place to start. So that Vial's going to be really annoying here. I'd rather lose a token than Goblin Smuggler. All right, let's see if we can just draw all lands. If we draw all lands from here, I think we win, basically. You know, Chandra's involved, so... Okay, well, that's not a land, but it does kind of function as one. I think we'll attack. It's a free attack. I don't think we use Feral Invocation if they block. I'd rather play the Ember Cat, who can get us going with our elementals. It's weirdly enough been a while since I've seen a Boreal Elemental either played against me or played by me. Very strange. I'm considering attacking with my Ember Cat here to see if I can take down the Elemental. Or the Griffin Sentinel, honestly. Either one. The only thing is, if I draw a land next turn, I can just play Chandra, in which case, you know, that's probably better. Yeah. Alright, we're going to play Scorcher and end our turn. Yeah, early on in this format, it was pretty easy to get like 4 of them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Chandra. Look out. Okay. So we did draw the land. We're going to try to play Chandra. They have Convolute. I'm going to cry, but, you know, it's whatever.
I'm Chandra.
So,
Revelation sensation.
you know, playing her here isn't actually that good, now that I'm looking at the situation more clearly. I can kill the Boreal Elemental, and that's probably what I'm going to do, but then she's going to die. I mean, and that'll be it for her. Oh, yeah, it can't be countered. Good call. Yeah, I could uptick. Maybe that's just worth it more. Could be right there. If I uptick, she's at 8, and then next turn she can still kill something. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get toasty.
Could end up regretting that, but I need some spiders to help me out. Help my Chandra out. Okay. right. So now... maybe I just uptick her again, honestly. Doesn't seem bad. She could kill the Griffin Sentinel. It's true, but... Alright, so do we just do the 4? Yeah. Yep, I think I am going to uptick her again. Because...
Hot for ya.
yeah, I think we play Unchained Berserker. And then Ferocious Pup. Then we have Smuggler and Invocation. They're taking 2 every turn. Yeah, I think this will work out. Thanks, Chandra. You did what you needed to. Bone to Ash. Yeah, fair enough. Who do I want to kill more? Probably the Flyer. Although a 3-4 is nicer than a 3-3. I think we go for the Flyer. Oh, they have bounce, maybe. The good news is if they do have bounce... negate. Okay. Nasty. Alright, they go to 5. So my Berserker will die here, but I'll push through 1 damage, which puts them on a much quicker clock. I think it's worth it. I mean, a bunch of my stuff will die here. Yep, I will be chumping him in the future to make the race go more in our favor. And no, you cannot destroy emblems yet. They haven't introduced something that does that yet. Short of restarting a game. That's the one way you can do it. So they should just be dead, barring a miracle. Yep, ticking her up was the right thing to do. I might not have considered it without chat's help. But that was definitely... Alright, so we're either going to go 7-2 or 6-3, and this game will determine that. Yeah, I mean, it's frequently the right call with her, but if you can also take over the game and slow everything down and then just start ticking her up, that's pretty powerful too. That's a keep. We're even going first. How about that? Some blue mana would be good, but I'll take whatever. Oh, there's blue mana. We're gonna play it. Play Pack Mastiff. I kind of want to hold on to the Berserker. Yeah, they are playing white. Good to know. Man, we are kind of drawing gas here. They can't... Well, they might have Disfigure, I guess. Disfigure's always a thing. So I think I play Chandra here.
I think I'm a decent enough pyromancer.
Do 2 to 1 Blood Burglar.
Call my fists Pyromaster and Firebrand.
End our turn. Plan on trading for that Blood Burglar if given the opportunity. Uh-oh.
I have not survived a millennia to stand down now. I bestow
So...
a mighty curse.
They're attacking me, huh? Okay. So we can kill him right away. That's the good news. Actually, we could have upticked her. That would have probably been the better way to kill her. Kill him. Then Risen Reef would have hit for 3, but...
Toasted!
This is not my final demise.
Get those pups out there. Yeah, if I'd upticked her, it would have been better. She'd have higher loyalty, for one thing. They're attacking me again. I think I say, all right. Hello. Okay, so...
It's elemental, dear. What's her name?
Oh, man. I definitely don't want to attack with Risen Reef when I have Wake Root Elemental in my hand and I'm going to get an extra card out of it. Glad I didn't. 3, 4, yeah. We don't actually have the mana right now to make Wake Root Elemental do what we want it to. We're short 1 forest. So it's just a big old creature at this point.
Let's get stoked.
I think I'm going to attack with my Pack Mastiff here. Can trade with all of them, so... Yeah, just do 2 then. Then we go Berserker, Spider. We can block Squad Captain forever, or we could just use Reduced to Ashes on it, huh? Yeah, I think that's what we want to do, actually. Then... I think all three of you guys attack. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and we still can, we're gonna +1 her again.
It's elemental, dear. What's your name?
They could have the board sweeper. It does cost 3 white, so that is a thing. Makes it even more likely they have it if they're attacking like this. I say we just block and see what happens. Okay, good. It's not a board sweeper. That's what I was worried it would be. Hello. 5th land. We don't need this island anymore, so send it into battle. So these 3 will all get +2/+0 if I uptick her again. It's a good game, I think. He's right, but so if I attack with everything, they'll probably block Wake Root Elemental, but then they take 7, 10, 13, 15, 17. Yeah, so I think that's probably good.
Let's get stoked.
All right, 7 and 2 it is. Pretty good day. 2 7-2s and a 2-3. That comes out to a pretty good win percentage for the day. Yeah, then we'll open our packs. Talk about what I would first pick. Probably the Smuggler. Could see Blood for Bones. Like if you're... I'm just the kind of person who... A card that needs as much help as this does, which it doesn't need a ton, but it needs some. I'm not usually... Unless it has a higher ceiling. And this does have a decently high one, but not an incredibly high one. Goblin Smuggler doesn't need much help to be good. I think I would still take the Smuggler. It's just not a guarantee you end up with enough elementals or whatever to make that worth it. It is worth it when you do have enough elementals. You know, I've had success with it myself, but... Yeah, here it'd be Rapacious Dragon. Gives you the ability to splash. It's a large flying creature. Aerial Assault's a mediocre removal spell, and Overcome is a great win condition in the right deck, but Rapacious Dragon is better. Still the Dragon. Villas is hard to make work, though. If you have Blood for Bones, that's a pretty hilarious combo. I've had that done to me once or twice. Turn 4 Villas. Good luck. Probably the Spitfire here. Raise the Alarm is in second place. Yeah, still the Spitfire. Kalia is too hard to make work in limited. Chandra's Outrage here. Great removal spell. You know, puts a little bit of pressure on your opponent's life at the same time, which is nice. Kills a lot of creatures in this format. And this one, it's the tried and true Air Elemental. You know, old school card, but still 5 mana 4/4 flyer and limited is great, and it's got a useful creature type.
Chandra Nalaar, Pyromancer extraordinaire.
Still Air Elemental. I would take the other 2 Chandras over Air Elemental, but this Chandra, she's fine. But she's not that easy to get value out of. Like, she's not a removal spell like the other 2 Chandras, you know? She's great with Risen Reef, though. Wow. Well, definitely Murder. I mean, Agonizing Siphon is just not as good of a removal spell. I do like Gorging Vulture a lot. I think it enables a lot of the black graveyard-centric decks to be what they are. And yeah, still Murder. Scheming Symmetry is horrible and limited. All right, so that does it for today's draft. We'll be back tomorrow, once again, at 8 a.m. Eastern Time until around noon, just like today. And thanks for everyone who stopped by, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.